Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Sari Septriyani, and in this opportunity, I'm going to explain about one of two article, which is Advanced in Language and Literary Studies. The purpose. Okay, this study aims to explore pre-service English language teachers' perceptions of code switching or CS in language classroom and how their perceptions affect their teacher identity development. It is aimed in the study to find answers to the following research questions. 1. What are the perceptions of pre-service English teachers about the code switching? And the last one is, how do the perceptions of pre-service English language teachers about code switching affect the process of their identity formation as a teacher? Introduction. Code switching or CS is changing between language in the same discourse in bilingual or multilingual environments. The justification of the research relies on the assumptions that these two distinct topics, foreign language teachers' perception of CS and their identity development, are closely associated with teachers' classroom practice, and the former one has an effect on the latter one. Literature review. 1. Teachers' identity development. The studies conducted by Clark in 2008, Fleming et al. 2011, and Larset 2013 match at a common point. Students' past experiences about language learning have an important effect on their identity development as pre-service teachers. While some change after language teacher program, some remain unchanged or incorporate newly learned ideas. Number 2 is the perceptions towards CS or L1 used in EFL classrooms. The study shows that there might be various factors that might affect teachers and students' perceptions towards CS in the classroom. One is experience. The factor that was found to affect pre-service teachers' identity development is a determining factor that influences pre-service teachers' perceptions toward CS in foreign language classrooms. And the last one is the feelings. The feelings of teachers and students' are also among important findings of the studies regarding the perceptions of L1 use or CS in foreign language classroom. In Macaro 2001 study, one of the students' teachers reported the feeling of conflict about using L1 in the procedural instruction, pointing out the reason of not being good enough in L2. Method. For the method, the participants of the study were three English language teaching or ELT students who will be called with the first letter of their names N, E, and M. Their first language was Turkish and they spoke English as a second language. Thus, the participants were volunteered to reflect on their experiences and express their feelings, and talks were selected purposefully for this study. For findings, this paper attempts to investigate the perceptions of pre-service teachers about code switching or CS in EFL and ELT classroom and how these perceptions about their identity development as an English pre-service teachers. The data collected through semi-structured individual interviews and graphic elicitation with three participants N, M, and E was coded and categorized under three main themes. 1. The effect of past experiences. 2. Perception towards GS. And 3. Identity development. The effect of past experiences. The analyzed data revealed that there is an effect of pre-service teachers' past experiences on the perception towards L1 or L2 language used in EFL classroom and identity development as pre-service teachers. The codes that fall under this category are classroom as the only place to practice English, language choice by teacher in EFL classrooms, and oral use of English in the classroom. While talking about their learning background, the students mentioned whether their teachers use first language, L1 or target language L2 in English language classrooms. A final code is handled under this theme is the oral use of English in the classroom. Based on the question directed to the participants, they gave information about how they use English orally in the classroom. Perceptions toward GS. Each of them developed different views about it. The coach analyzed whether these themes are the reasons of CS in the participants' opinions and their feelings toward it. They are reason slip of the tongue, reason emphasizing a point, reason lack of proficiency, reason making students understand, and feeling neutrality and feeling relief. M. Who possess negative perceptions toward GS mainly focus on the reasons like slip of the tongue and lack of proficiency. He further proposed the lack of faculty as a reason of CS by saying, actually, one of the reasons for CS is lack of faculty. M's negative perceptions towards CS can be further seen in the drawing that he did in the graphic elicitation test. Thus, he was asked to draw about his feelings when his professor switched between language and ELT classrooms. Identity development. The code effect of professors was mentioned by 3 of the participants. Language choice in students' teachers' classroom was quite discussed under the theme of the identity development. This code was extracted from drawings by participants in the graphic elicitation task. Another code dealt under this theme was who an English teacher is, which is inferred from student teachers' answers to the question, who is an English teacher? The last code categorized under this theme was self-perception as an pre-service English teacher. This includes participants' both own practices and perceptions as English pre-service teachers and the English teacher they would like to be in the future. Discussion. Student M. Concerning the first research question of the study, it could be seen that M holds negative perceptions toward CS in FL classroom. He attributed CS to the negative reasons such as slip of the tongue, lack of proficiency, and lack of faculty. Number 2 is student E. Relating to the first question of this research, unlike M, E holds positive perception towards CS in EFL classrooms. Pointing out the feeling of relief and beneficial aspect of CS to avoid incomprehensibility is positive perception is in line with the study by Macro 2001, in which one of the student teachers saw positive attitude based on the reason of overcoming confusion and interaction problems. And the last one is student N. While N stage overly that is neutral towards CS in EFL classrooms, the feeling of not being proficient in English while code switching shows some negativity towards it. The concept of not being good in English when code switching is in line with studies by Macro 2001 and Cheng 2013, in which not being good at English or doubt about teachers' language proficiency were mentioned in relation with CS. Furthermore, in a graphic elicitation task, the feeling of annoyance when adopted very frequently by the teacher demonstrates that even if she is neutral towards it, too much CS might lead to negative perceptions. For the conclusion, as a suggestion for the future studies, the writer recommends the conduction of further studies about the pre-service teacher choices of language use in the classroom and its effect on their identity development. Okay, that's all from my explain. Thanks for watching and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.